Now, I'm not saying that the upgrades are finished, but even I'm starting to raise an eyebrow as to how this thing's starting to look and handle. So why don't we take a look at what we've done so far?
That's it, Lancer. Yes.
Okay, so I just got to throw this out. It's taken me 10 minutes just to get this bike standing as it is now. Like literally, like it's not propped on anything other than like twigs and such. Actually, I dare not go too close to it for fear that it's just going to topple one way or another. But oh my days, just look. It's just twigs. Literally, it's just twigs. Twigs are propping the bike up. Spoke too soon, ladies and gentlemen. But having said that though, the bike was propped up for a good 10-15 minutes. So yeah, enough for me to take pictures and do all that little thing in which you just saw right there actually. So yeah, at least I know that twigs can prop up a bike for about 5 to 10 minutes anyway. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I have bumped up the travel as well as changed the front fork. I am now rocking a Fox 36 and I've bumped it up to 170mm of travel up front. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting interesting. Alright, so I'll leave a link in the description as to the precise fork I've actually ordered and put on this bike for you guys to check out. But effectively, it's 27.5 and it's a 170mm travel, thick grip damper, Fox 36 fork. I'm not gonna lie, this fork, it's transformed this bike. I'm not gonna lie, it's incredible. Like, truth be told, this is the first Fox 36 fork I've ever owned, so you know that I'm gonna have to get accustomed to this actually. Like, ordinarily, like, it's been RockShox Pike, RockShox Yari, RockShox Revelations, 35s and so on and so forth. So I am familiar with the Fox forks because I did have in fact, this bike originally was running in Fox 32 and 120mm of travel. Then I moved on to the Recon and now of course a Fox 36. Basically I wanted something to complement the rear end, which is running a Fox CTD. Bit dated, but the eye-to-eye measurement of this bike is 190, so you could argue that I'm somewhat restricted as to the type of rear shocks I can put on this bike. As you can see, I did swap out the saddle, so it is running the Salriel Respira. Effectively, that saddle actually was originally on the Levo, but when I put a 200mm dropper seat post on that bike, I thought I might as well just swap out the saddles because the height was a little bit too much even for me at 6'3". So this is my only spare saddle left. In fact, just in case anyone wants to know, for any tall riders out there who feel that, you know, they need a little bit more height regarding their seat post, that saddle does elevate your height a little bit higher than most of the saddles. It's comfortable, and this is the athletic version, so I don't want people thinking that, like, you know, it's a moderate or something along those lines. It is the athletic one. That's the only Salriel Respira saddle I will even tolerate. But nonetheless, bike's doing okay, and like I said, I want to upgrade it even more actually. I'm still running the same drivetrain, I'm still running the same brakes, but the only other thing I have done is I've swapped out the front tyre. So just like the rear, I am running the Vittoria Martello, again in a 2.35, and the wheelbase on this bike is 27.5. But all in all actually, I mean, I've just come down to Coombswood, and I'm not gonna lie actually, just that little descent I did, it was interesting. Actually, tell a lie. There is another upgrade I did do to this bike. Actually, we got to talk about it. I'm sorry, we just got to talk about it. Okay, so let it be known that I've never really been too fussed as to the type of grips I've really ran on my bikes. I mean, one could argue that I've kind of followed the herd, and I've either gone with ergon, def grips, or maybe actually no. Recently, I've gone with the 510 from Fiber Fabric. These grips honestly are so sick, and I've just literally purchased them yesterday, just glancing them and thinking, you know, I've heard interesting things about them, so let's give it a bash. These are the ODI Pro Elite grips. I kid you not, these are probably the best grips I have ever had underneath my hands, period. And look, I've messed around with def grips, and you know, for the value that they are amazing as well. But these grips bring it to a new level. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, you run these grips and you will see it from my perspective. Actually, they are pretty interesting actually. Like, in fact, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to buy more grips. I'm gonna have to buy these grips for other bikes. I can see me putting them on my Levo and my Kenevo and other bikes I've got, even the Enduro. But oh my days, these grips, I can't fault them. I mean, long term, we'll come back to that and see whether or not they stand the testament of time. But so far, oh my days, like, I feel like I can actually run this bike without wearing gloves. That is saying something, people. Believe me. But we're at Coombs Wood or Mucklow Hill, depending on how you want to call it. Basically, it's my old stomping ground regarding testing a lot of my bikes, whether it be the Specialized Levo, Stumpy, Enduro, Hardtail, and the Kenevo. So I want to see how this bike fares around here, and I can think of no better starting point than the climb. Now, I remember when I actually did this on the Levo Hardtail, and I ended up having to be in the highest level of assist. So I'm curious in seeing what a Bafang M400 motor can do in different levels. So let's see how we go. All right, we can see our target in front of us. I'm going to put the bike in level 4 actually, just to be safe. I've locked out the suspension, or rather in the Fox CTD, it's in the climb setting. The front fork, it's in the mid setting, or trail as it were. Let's see how we go. Okay, it's doing it. It's doing it. Whoa, damn it. Oh, this grip. Damn. Okay. Vittorio Martello. Whoa. I don't think so there, bike. We're going to try that again. Okay. Attempt number 2. Only this time, I'm not going to be seated, because I've always been against this whole, if you sit on the saddle and spin to the top, you should be okay. Because there are some circumstances where you literally do need to get the weight off the rear. So, level 4, we'll try that again. And, seeing our lines as to what we picked last time. So let's see. Whoa! Okay. Okay. Damn it. We're not going to say that the tyres are not a good advantage point. We'll try that one more time. Just we'll try it one more time, but it's only as I've walked up it and I've realised that it is quite loose and slippy. So these Vittorio Martellos, as good as they are in like the hard pack surfaces, when it comes to loose stuff, maybe not the optimum tyre for this type of thing actually. And unfortunately, I'm not too sure if you can see, but where my line has been going to the right, unfortunately I can't go to the left because of the frigging tree with twigs just kind of like poking out to the right. Yeah. Alright, one more time. This time, because it's going to be my final time doing this, we'll have it in the highest level of assist, see if that actually makes a difference. Oh, damn it. Well, technically we got further than what we did before, but having said that though, I'm not going to put it down to the power of the motor, I'm going to put it down to the conditions and the tyre. So I'm still going to give you B+. I'm still going to give you a B+. All right. Wait. Let's go this way. I'll see you at the bottom. All right, so let it be known, I know for a fact that this bike can climb, or rather the Bafang M400 does have good enough power for you to conquer a lot of hilly terrain. Unfortunately, because of the type of tyres I've put on there, which is my own stupid fault, it's just not primed for the type of terrain in which I'm riding in, which is stupid really. I should have known this because this is my old stomping grounds and I should have known that, you know, it could be a little bit loose around here. But nonetheless, we'll see what else we can do, and there might be another climb in which I might be able to just hit and see exactly how we get on. But I guess we get on to the second part, and that's the descent. Let's see how it does.
All right, dropping. We're gonna pick the ugliest line. Just in case, people, that is my rear brake. Oh, we're on the grass. Oh, get on the grass. There you go. There you go. Away from the puddle, away from the puddle, away from the puddle. Oh, there is slush everywhere. And yet, surprisingly, the Martello is keeping good grip through this type of stuff. Bizarre. But then again, maybe it's because the rear just wants to track the ground a little bit better. So thoughts and opinions as to the fork. Yeah, man, feels good so far. But we'll find out how good it is when we get to a little flowy section. Always keep on forgetting to pick the left line. There you go. It's a pity I didn't do that in the summer actually, because I feel that the conditions there would be prime for doing a decent descent like that. But let it be known, we did do it, and yeah man, the fork did feel surprisingly well. The rear, again, single pivot, so of course it's going to be a little bit more active than I would like, but it kept good traction, so I can't fault it. I can't fault it. All right, let's see what else we can do. All right, let it be known, I don't think Coombs Wood is going to be favourable because of how I've got the bike configured in terms of the Michelin, no, the Vittoria Martellos.
it's good. I've been able to test the suspension, so at least I know that that's okay. I'm getting acclimated to a single pivot design, actually. I mean, you'd think I would be ordinarily, because, you know, my Ultras are single pivot, but the Ultra, I'll be honest with you, that motor really does compensate for a lot of shortcomings as to what is typically known. And not to mention with the shock tunes of those bikes, because they're more modern, they can be either 200 or 210, depending on how you want the bottom bracket. But having said that, this is specifically 190. So I'm going to go to Liso's and see what the conditions are like there. Hopefully it's more favourable where I can actually test the bike a little bit more. So I'll see you there. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are at Liso's Park. So let's see what we can do around here. Enjoy.
Yeah, definitely on the hard pack surface, the Martellos are pretty decent. But having said that though, the same could be said about most tyres. One thing is for sure, actually, I will need to swap out the derailleur. This Acera thing, you see, is starting to get on my nerves. I'm so used to having derailleurs with clutches to kind of keep that chain kind of locked in. And because it's a single pivot suspension design, actually, you want as much chain security as opposed to anything kind of skipping around and such. Days, these ODI grips, I swear, so comfortable. Why I'm wearing gloves, I don't know. But they just got good purchase. Heck, this thing really is quick. Thank you. Say one thing, course correction when it comes to the front is so direct. Probably courtesy of the fact that the head tube angle is a little bit steeper than what I've ridden like ever. But still feels good. Oh, on your left, guys. Okay, seriously, this bike is going to be a contender against the Levo. Which, spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, that bike has also been upgraded, but you'll see that in due course. But yeah, we're not finished, but oh my days, this bike is really leaving an impression. But as I said, the upgrades will continue. See this grass, don't seem that bad. Having said that though, we will put this thing in the highest level of assist, just to give me a little bit more purchase. Oh yes! Yes! He's moving! He's moving! And interesting to note as well, actually, because I further reprogrammed this motor, so in a way it does have like a Bafang style overrun feature. Whoa, that was close. Okay. Almost. Yeah, Martellos. I'm sorry, man. You gotta go.
Alright guys, that's going to be me for now. I'll be honest with you, I'm I'm digging the bike actually. Like, you know, there's differences between this and my Levo. I won't lie. Like, it's interesting. Like, the front fork upgrade, definitely, that is a must. Further upgrades will obviously be the drivetrain as well as the brakes. But having said that, though, in terms of fit and feel, granted, it's a bit of a shorter bike than I'm used to, but it's growing on me. It's honestly growing on me. Like, the very fact that it's not as long as, say, the Enzo or Canevo or other later iterations of bikes like that, kind of is testament to the handling as well as the snappier feeling. So yeah, I'm going to be messing around, like I said, with this bike. Expect a comparison video between this and my Levo, and of course I'll see if I can go into more detail in relation to the Bafang M400s for fear that that motor has been somewhat overlooked. But until then, take it easy guys, and I'll see you next time.